Days lost their edges for Ion after the man with hollow eyes left his house, because nothing dramatic followed. No thunder, no demonic laughter, no burning signs. Only the unsettling confirmation that the world had approved of what it had done, because his phone rang with opportunities the very next morning. Debts dissolved without explanation, and respect followed him like a trained animal. And that was when Ion understood the most dangerous phase had begun, the phase where the absence of punishment masquerades as righteousness, and slowly, without noticing the exact moment, he stopped thinking of the demon as an external force at all, referring to it instead as the arrangement, a neutral structure that rewarded alignment and discouraged resistance. And as weeks passed, people began seeking him deliberately, not because he advertised help, but because despair carries a frequency that finds its receivers, and each visitor arrived convinced their suffering was unique, their need urgent enough to justify exceptions. And Ion listened patiently, nodding with empathy he no longer felt instinctively, but performed expertly, offering solutions that always required choice, never force, because the demon had taught him well. Coercion breaks contracts, consent strengthens them, and Shaniper adapted around like an ecosystem adjusting to a new predator. Traffic clearing mysteriously when he drove, arguments dissolving in rooms he entered, children growing quiet without fear, instinctively sensing authority. And yet, in the rare moments of solitude, something inside Ion still tried to remember who he used to be, surfacing as discomfort during laughter or an unease when sunlight touched his face. And those moments became unbearable not because they hurt, but because they served no function. And gradually, he trained himself to ignore them, labeling them inefficiencies and the demon, now nothing more than a tone in his thoughts, approved silently, explaining that guilt is a biological leftover, not a moral compass. And when Ion tested this belief by refusing to help a desperate woman one night, insisting she find another way, tragedy followed within hours, not as threat but consequence, teaching him again that resistance does not stop suffering. It only relocates it. And that lesson settled permanently, because it offered him relief from responsibility by reframing cruelty as optimization. And by the time Ion realized people no longer spoke to him as an equal but as an authority, lowering voices, avoiding eye contact, trusting him with secrets, he understood his role had evolved beyond transaction into governance, and the demon finally spoke one last time, not as voice but as realization, revealing that it had never sought to rule humans, only to outsource itself. Because humans do the work far better, justifying every horror with logic. And as Ion sat alone that night, reviewing names, opportunities, balances, he felt no fear, no regret, only clarity. And that was the true conclusion of the deal. Not damnation, not fire, but usefulness. Because hell does not need monsters when it can train men to believe they are necessary.